Those blankets, my sleep.
hello, listeners. Hello, hello. Welcome. I thought I'd get a bit closer today. I know, it's scary, isn't it, to be this close? But I thought I'd get closer. I know. I thought I'd make it slightly more intimate. Oh, is it? Oh. How is that? Is that better? I forgot I had to mess with the music the other day because of it being a bit funky. Is that more palpable to the ears? Yeah, I had to mess with it. You see the little widget up there now? That's a thing now. Can I move that actually? I can move that, hang on. That can go up there. That can go up there. There we go. It's in the spare. Yeah. I wish I could hide it, but I can't. It's annoying. In fact, can I actually? Hang on. Yeah, I can hide it. Hang on a sec. I just realised something. I'm silly. Hang on, chat. There'll be 1 second. Because you know what? It can go back. There we go. There we go. Fuck you, Streamlabs. Make me have that thing there. There. The streamer will always outsmart the producer, the developer. It's fine. We got this. I am a genius. I definitely didn't just remember layers were a thing. I honestly thought that might have just, like, put over the top, but no, you can hide it. Like, I have nothing against people knowing, like, what music's being used, but, like, at the same time, it's very in the way. It's very in the way. It's fine. I'm considering maybe making my own little tune anyway, potentially, if I get time. It's a thought I'm thinking about. Never know. Could always do a little working stream where we make some music together. That'd be kind of nice, actually. Get you guys' input on it. I was recently looking at some stuff because I saw someone make like a recommendation for a YouTube video for someone to watch, and it's one of those like starting content creation kind of things. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a watch. Why not? Could be interesting. So I gives it a watch, and you know what? There were some interesting things, right? So, for one, there was a bit of an idea of picking out various things you enjoy, which I did, and then trying to categorise them. And I realised something, my dear sinners. I realised 2 things I enjoy a lot is creating worlds, creating settings. I love that. And a lot of my enjoyment of media is in their settings and their lore a lot. As I'm sure you're aware of my obsession with Warhammer. It scratches that itch. It really does scratch my itch, so to speak. So, and what I was thinking was it'd be interesting. Can I get the sprout thing a bit bigger? No, I can't. No, they're right. I'm messing with stuff on the stream. I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be doing that. There we go. Right. Anyway, where was I? Yeah. So, probably just wiped you out there, chat. It's fine. You'll re-emerge in a second. But yeah. So, I was thinking it'd be interesting if, you know, I sort of indulge in a bit of that. But also another thing is, and maybe I need to re-look, I don't know, but a lot of the stuff I like tends to be co-op stuff. I really enjoy StarCraft's Co-op Commander. you know, those kind of type things. I really enjoyed Helldivers when playing with other people. I really enjoyed things with other people. So, I guess to that end, if I was to combine the two, I suppose my idea would be, what if, you know, and to see how you feel about this, what if, as part of my setting building, and that would be fleshing out the setting of New Eden. I thought it'd be quite nice. A bit of collaborative community and VTuber building the VTuber lore. I think that'd be quite nice. I mean, it might not work out, it might not get anywhere, who knows? But I want to give it a go. So, on the weeks where I'm not doing retellings because someone's already like, yeah, it's a bit daring, I know, but it's an idea, and I don't think anyone else is doing it. So, why not build the market of something that you didn't know you needed? The definition of me. Build the market with something you didn't know you needed. Or probably don't need it all, but listen, we're going to keep it positive, right? We're going to keep it nice and positive. So, that's my idea. It's one of those. It may not go anywhere. It may fizzle out. But I still want to build the setting up because I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool to... I'm trying to think how I want to do it, though. Whether I sort of look at YouTube comments first, do I make polls on the Discord and Twitter, do I take a bit of a reach out to like places about world building and writing, and maybe just, you know, extend a hand that way. I'm no writer, but I enjoy the process of building a world. I enjoy the nitty gritty. I enjoy like delving into an interesting faction. You know, something that scratches the itch for me. Again, I don't know if it's a great idea. It might be a terrible idea. But you know what? It's my idea. And I'll live and die on that hill. And if I need to reevaluate, that's fine. That's fine. It's all part of the creative process. But that's what I'm thinking. So, obviously this coming week, I've got D&D. All being well, so retelling you shall receive. The following week, though, shall be a lore video on New Eden. I have a few ideas, but I want to write them down. I'm not sure how I want to present the video. That's the only thing. I'd like to have it done for the following week, but I don't know. That's the thing. I may end up recording a few, editing them up, and like scheduling them that way. I don't know, but it's something I really want to do. Be it maybe I just almost like a diary of like world building. You know, I come up with ideas for the week, and then for a couple of weeks I note them down, and then I sort of pull them together into some kind of something, right? And then maybe when I've got to a point where I'm like kind of happy with the idea, and I'm like, oh, you know, this is looking good, maybe I slap it into a document, make it into a nice little cute PDF, and, you know, put it on the Discord. Not to sell, but just for all you to enjoy. Not something we worked on together. And, you know, that'd be kind of nice. A little treat for all of you on the Discord, you know? That's an idea, anyway. Again, I don't know how good an idea it is, but, you know, you don't know till you try, right? And either way, it lets me scratch the setting building itch. I've been trying not to scratch it too much, but at the same time, like, I kind of want to now. So that's something that will be starting soon. Now, I wanted to also mention Sundays. I thought I'd mention it nice and publicly, so everyone's aware. So, this Sunday, obviously, is Elden Ring, all being well. I've got an idea for future Sundays, though, because part of me did quite like having a bit of rest. So, here's the plan for Sundays. What I'm thinking is I might do like a... I don't know if I was going to call it, something like strategic Sundays, something like that, where I kind of just play whatever strategy game I feel like playing. And the caveat being that some Sundays, I may not do anything. I may just relax for the sake of my mental health, and also to allow me time on any projects, and also, to be honest, just to make sure that I'm rested up so that I can give you the best me possible, you know? Because at the end of the day, if I'm here asking little old you to give me your time, which is finite after all, you know, not all of us are timeless like me. But in all seriousness, like, you know, time is a precious commodity. So if I'm asking you for your time, the least I can do is be at my best. So, yeah. And obviously that will mean some weeks I don't stream, right? But that will obviously on a Sunday, right? And that will be a little bit less of me, but I'm not going to make it too frequent. But when I feel like I need it, I will take it. And I'll make sure you know that I'm taking it off. Just, you know, so you know. I'll make sure, like, I say something by the Friday at the latest, but realistically, I'll try and say it the week before. I'll plan my break in advance, so you know not to expect me. But, you know, do an ASM announcement. I don't think my mic would be quite good for ASMR. I don't know. What do you think? I don't think I have a very appealing ASMR voice. I suspect. I don't think it'd be very good. You're thinking on it. Sounds like insecure. What the fuck? This son of a bitch. This guy. This guy right here. How dare you, sir? I shall beat you with a metal pipe. Which knee do you dislike most? It will be gone. Oh no. The mafiosa's coming out in me. You can hide the wolf behind a new set of skin and an angelic visage, but can't quite get it out of the heart. Well, I mean, I say metal pipe, I have his metal arm. It's far more lethal. Don't worry, the cybernetics will be explained. I have plans for all that, lore ideas. My head has been spinning with them. And I get to put them out of my mind and into your earlobes. I've probably mentioned it a little here and there, but a more dedicated video where I can, like, specifically go off on one about it in a structured fashion. That'll hopefully be entertaining. Yeah, I need to think how I want to present it. I'm thinking in that kind of diary-like format where I discuss my ideas. Like, I go over it like an in-universe kind of way, and then afterwards I talk about it. Your precious earlobes, yes. I'm going to whisper lovingly into them. Whisper all nice into them. Some sweet nothings. And you're going to simply sit there and let me. And why is my phone still on? Fuck! I am such a professional, don't you know? 1 second. I am such a professional. Holy fuck. There we go. Right. I have to be careful because that thing's like not that far from the microphone. Like it's close enough to definitely get picked up. I've heard it recording sometimes. I'm very annoyed. Such a professional. I am a massive professional. You're going to accept my professionalism. I am the most professional. I'll have you know. You have never seen a more professional Angel. I say that. There's not many of us in the VTubing space. I've seen a couple around. Not like me, I don't think, but I've seen a couple around. Here and there. I occasionally reply to the messages of one. The lovely Golden Light Angel, for example, has a very interesting toggle. Certainly, that one. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. See, so one thing I tried to make certain of when I became this is that I didn't encroach on anyone already in the space of being an Angel VTuber, because I didn't want to cause any drama. And thankfully, I'm different enough that I don't think anyone's going to think I'm copying off them. I don't think I'm going to get a... is it pouting? I forget the name of them. It's the space drama. Oh, wait, space drama? Oh, VTuber space, yeah. I could just mention the tiger situation, couldn't I? That'd be the whole... You know, I'm gonna go a little bit around. Bear with me. Alright, we're gonna... Right. I'm not gonna say I'm a professional, and you should look at the document, but listen. That whole thing, right, okay. I want to say this. That whole thing is a mess. Tiger does not deserve any of the shit they've been through recently. Right? I'm just gonna say it now. They've been through so much shit, and it's like, are you kidding me? They've been harassed off of YouTube, harassed off of Twitter, harassed off of everywhere that they can make money, except for Twitch, thankfully, because Twitch, thank God, has human beings who review stuff, more so than YouTube. And it's like, are you kidding me? And then you have a certain... I'm not going to say insults about any other creators. I like to try and say civil. But I'm gonna just say that Nuxtaku is very much partly responsible for a lot of the grief Tiger's been through recently. Not directly, but his actions have not helped. I'm just gonna say that now. I very much disagree with how Nux is handling this. I used to kinda like the guy, but I don't anymore after that. Like, I'm not gonna say I didn't really know Tiger that well beforehand. I knew he had a really expensive model. Really, really expensive model. But Nux cocked up. Nux fucked up majorly. And it's like, yeah, you can sit there on Kick and pretend like nothing's wrong with your most likely botted viewership, because it's Kick. I'd like to hope they're not bots, but Kick's filled with bots. I don't stream to Kick for many reasons. Also, it's just filled with the worst people. Like, I don't want to be associated with some of them people. They're just some of them terrible people. But, like, yeah, that whole thing, like, you don't go up to Moist Critical and say someone's definitely, doing that, like, horrible stuff and not know for certain. Like, that's slander, man. Like, that's actually slander. Like, you should be very thankful he's not in my country, because over here, you have to have proof, otherwise your ass is grass. I don't think Tiger's gonna sue him. Probably should. because, or at least send a fucking cease and desist. But yeah, that's my take on Nox's part in it. But the whole Tiger thing, Christ. I know, I think Ilara's doing a video about the whole situation as well, but... Oh no, it won't. It won't. The deplatforming is a messy thing. And I think... I want to think that things will get better for him. I really do. I really do. But I could see things getting worse before they get better. Like, it's a rough one. It's a rough one, Sinners, I'll be honest. And I personally think it's going to be one of those. They're going to have a very hard time for quite some time, I think. But, and I'm just being clear, I'm not condoning anyone's harassment, by the way. Just to make that very clear. I'm not condoning that sort of thing. That's why I talk about drama. And I'm not going to with drama tuber. I just want to make that clear. I saw that and I was like, it annoyed me. It annoyed me that this had happened to somebody who, as far as I can tell, has done nothing wrong, has been exonerated of all wrongdoing, pretty much, by a private investigator, no less, who actually knows what they're doing, unlike some of the absolute morons who have decried him, who have no idea what they're talking about. But, no, I suppose to anyone watching who wants to help Tiger, speaking about the situation, spreading the word, and making sure that they're doing okay. I believe they have a Discord as well. Yeah, that is what I would say on that one. Like, here's the thing. People can be deplatformed, but as long as they have an audience that's willing to come with them, they're not gone. Thankfully for Tiger, he's got a strong audience, and also quite a few people who are willing to risk getting taken out from YouTube, because YouTube's were taking out his clippers. Yeah, they're willing to clip and share stuff around, so... yeah. I mean... well... that's the whole thing, isn't it? You might have to. Like, Kick... I know for me, Kick would be a last resort, because just being on Kick, it's just... The thing is, right, there's issues with Kick. Like, I know people are saying Twitch is cooked, and maybe it is, but Kick is very cooked. Because Kick uses the same stuff Twitch uses, the same APIs from Amazon. If Amazon decides one day, hey, you're using our APIs, you're kind of basically just our platform but green, no. And if they think they can get away with it, they might just pull a plug on them. That's one thing. The second thing is the offshore gambling, which allows Kick to exist, I think will become criminalized soon. Because it keeps getting involved, like that kind of crypto gambling gets involved in a lot of cases. If the US decides to ban it, Kick might get affected, which will directly affect the revenue, because let's be honest, that's where Kick's money really comes from. And also long-term growth, because you'll notice how many people organically move their content to Kick. Exactly. If America does it, most of the world will do it. Also, America's all the money comes from for them, and most platforms like them. Like, if America banned YouTube, YouTube would be dead overnight, same for anything, right? The American audience is a big audience, right? You guys over there, there's a lot of you, and you guys are a big old bunch, so if you guys can't watch something, that thing's cooked. It's why the TikTok ban's a big deal, because the American audience makes up a huge portion of it, and if all of America tried to ban TikTok, then oof. And as much as I'm not a big TikTok lover, like, I use it for clips. I need to make some clips at some point. I may need to go back for some videos and make some clips. A note to myself there for that one. On a TikTok note, but yeah, like as much as I might have my issues with it, it has the right to exist, as long as it isn't stealing data, of course, which it might be. But Yeah, we'll see. That's why I don't have it on my phone. That's why it's got its own login details, separate from all the other stuff I use. But yeah. Anyway, that's my Tiger drama rant over. But yeah, do offer them some support and care if you can, because they're going for quite a lot. And it's one of those, I think, times like this, I think, as a community, God forbid VTubers actually be nice to each other, but, you know, it's important to be nice to each other this time. I know, God forbid, VTubers not ripping each other apart. It's like, as much as I'm criticising Nux for what he said, I'm not trying to rip him apart. Oh, so, Space Marine 2. I'ma binge the fuck out of that. Oh boy. I'ma binge it. We getting a lot of Space Marine 2, I'll be honest with you. Like, I'll still be, like, long term, expect variety, but I assure you there will be a good healthy amount of Space Marine 2. I've actually booked time off around the release, although I have the edition which gives me the game earlier. So, if I can, I'm going to see if I can get my friends to join me, Onyx and JD Mars, who have also been really looking forward to it. And we're going to play a lot of it. I suspect campaign first, and then operations, maybe some PvP too. We're going to be playing it a bunch. It's going to be a semi-regular, I think, that one. Depends how good it is. Depends how good it is, right? So, that one, expect to see a good amount of that, genuinely. Because I need it. I need it. Right. I need it. I need it in my hands so I can grab a Tyrannid by the throat and murder it. Or, I don't know, anything else that gets in between me, my chainsword, my fun. But yeah, that's, we do more of that. We do so much of that. But other than that, of course, I'd like to play some Sins or the Solar Empire 2. I've been waiting for that game for a while. That will actually be the first Strategic Sunday, by the way. That'll be the first one. I'd like to play some Stormgate as well. I'd actually like to see if I couldn't get some friends of mine maybe on stream. Or maybe some, because it's free currently, by the way. It's completely free to pick up. So I might see about getting some people who'd be interested to join me for that. Because it's free. So it won't cost them anything. Yeah, the co-op commanders. There's already some co-op commanders. They work like the StarCraft ones. So you can level them up to 5, except for the first one. You can level them to max. But then you got to buy them after level up to 5. So you can get a try of them first before you commit. It's like £7 or £8, I think, for a commander. But if it's anything like StarCraft 2, it's going to have a lot of longevity. Now, I will admit the game is in early access, and its clunkiness is showing a little, but it's early access. Characters' mouth movements are non-existent in some cutscenes, and some of the animations are a bit here and there, but it's okay. And apparently the key art for one of the factions is getting changed, so we'll see. But definitely the co-op mode will be something we'll play a bunch of. Yeah, there's cutscenes. There's actually some like pre-rendered cutscenes too, not just in-game. I will say one thing. Don't expect StarCraft 2's fidelity. It is not StarCraft 2 fidelity. That's one thing I will say now. They might be ex-Blizzard devs, but they've not got the full force of Blizzard behind them, so their animations aren't that good. They're alright for what size company they are, but they're not like titanic like Blizzard and able to make these like masterpiece CGI cutscenes. That's one thing I will say to you. There's also a bit of just a little bit of jank. Not so much jank, but like there's certain quality of life stuff that isn't there, and then there's some quality of life that is there. Also, the onboarding for new players is a bit lacking, in my opinion. Like, genuinely, the new player onboarding's like, I don't know. It's a funny one, right? It's a funny one. So, that's... yeah, but we're going to be playing a bit of that. We are. So, we'll give it a whirl. See how we feel about it. It's free currently, so why not? It doesn't cost me nothing. 7 gig of my drive. I admit I did buy the special edition of Sins of Soul Empire 2 though. I wanted the season pass, okay. You get all the DLC that they've announced with it. They're adding quite a few things, including a single-player campaign for each of the main races, I think, and also a 4th faction, which should be interesting because I think they're the faction that's chasing after the Visari, the alien faction in the game. The reason their entire empire collapsed, I think. So I'm really curious what would make them run, because they're like a really militaristic order. So they literally they literally tear the cores out of worlds to keep their industrial might going. So, you know, it's a thing to note with them. But we'll play a bunch. We will. Obviously, Total War Warhammer, which, by the way, for my enjoys of Total War, they've announced the next update, update 5.2. We're getting some updates. Well, I'm taking a bit of a break from it, but I may play a little bit of it on my Strategic Sundays, like a one-off campaign, and then we may go back to more longer campaigns here and there when I feel like it. I have received an offer about doing a Baldur's Gate campaign, actually, with some people. I'm trying to see when's a good time for it, though. Oh, hello, Pig Video Games. Welcome. Hello. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome on in, all of you lovely Raiders. I am Baron Zarko Brown, your Cyber Angel. I was once a sinner, much like many in my chat, but I was given a second chance in this glorious, gorgeous new body, and I intend to enlighten all of you as well. So please, do stay, relax, and join my sinners, and let me enlighten you with them. But welcome in, and Pig. I'm not, well, yes and no, actually, Pig. So, on Thursdays, I do a little just chatting stream, basically, where I just sort of vibe, to be honest. Normally little shorter ones because scheduling, but hey, Nyatia, welcome. Welcome on in. Welcome on in, all my lovely raiders. Please make yourself nice and comfortable. I was just discussing some plans. Or potential plans, anyway. But yeah, so as I say, Syndra Soul Empire 2, Space Marine 2, so we'll have a free, and, well, it will Baldur's Gate. I know. Yes, the time zones do be a funny one, my friend. They do indeed. Yeah. Ironically, Nyatia, I was just talking about what we were discussing a bit ago, actually. So when when the releases calm down, and I think it's a good time, definitely. By the way, I'm actually, as I said, at the moment, a little busy, but definitely when, probably later on, September-ish time. I think. Definitely try to fit in a nice space. Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate, free game. Well, yeah, Baldur's Gate free game. Yeah. I guess it depends when's a good time for yourself and our other potential companions, I guess. Because obviously, it's all a matter of scheduling, right? It's all a matter of old scheduling. Meat shield. I mean, hey, I'm not against you being there, my friend. I'm not against you being there if the others are alright with it. There was a fourth person in that chat, but he hasn't said anything, so there may be a slot. We'll see. Yeah, definitely later on September time would probably be a good time, I reckon, for it. But we'll see. It depends on a few things. Annoyingly with me, because of when I get back from work, it's funny to get a good time for it, but depending on times, I mean, I'm quite happy to do a later on stream of Baldur's Gate, on, like, for example, later than I'd normally do it. Just to give us the time, just give us the time to properly do the game, like, I think. But we'll discuss that later, I think, also. But yeah, that one. See, I wouldn't want to do it in the morning because I would worry there's not enough time, like, in the morning, especially if I've got D&D on that day. But in the evening, plenty of time on a Saturday. So, yeah. And who knows, if I'm feeling really up to it, my dear sinners, who knows, maybe I'll do a double dip stream. A little morning from me, and then an longer evening one. If you're lucky. I used to do that quite a lot, actually. I used to do a little double dip where I'd sort of just yap or discuss Dungeons and Dragons, or I actually did a whole thing reviewing Matt Mercer's system at one point, actually, as an early stream. So, yeah, we'll see. Right, as I was earlier discussing about sometimes taking a break on Sundays. I'm so cooked sometimes. I truly am. But it's fine. I shall work within my means. I shall. The cooking of my mind is glorious, and the alcohol I consume is not helping, and I don't care. Lovely. My face going stiff there. The 1,000-yard stare. Oh no, that's that. It's the bloody. It's the fucking meme, isn't it? The stare. Oh, I need to Photoshop the army hat myself now. But yes, the time zones are a bastard. There's a few people I'd love to do stuff with, but the time zones are so annoying. As Pig says, by the time he's seeing my post, he's only just got up. But I would definitely, and just to make this clear to anyone who is from the States or from a side of the world that's more up and active now at the time, especially on the weekends, I am more than happy to do a later stream to accommodate. More than happy to. Genuinely. Hell, I might even get a little early one in. Just before. So, by all means, please do not be put off by the idea of me doing my morning streams. By all means, I am more than happy to do an evening one. As long as you know for a fact that on a Saturday especially, and a Friday, I most certainly will be enjoying a nice beverage. A fairly hefty one at that. I need it. Okay, the day job's the way it is. The day job's a funky business. But may I ask, my dear sinners, how are all of you doing on this fine Thursday? Be it morning, noon, or whenever it is for you. How are you all doing? Hopefully well. Hopefully you're all doing fantastic. Well rested, I hope. Laying off the alcohol, unlike me. It's okay. The artificial liver will handle it. Got day off tomorrow, you lucky sod. So I am enjoying a drink of... Honestly, this guy. Doing island stuff? I respect the grind. I've got to go check on it myself at some point. That reminds me, we are doing some Final Fantasy tomorrow. Final Fantasy 14. I haven't played much of the Final Fantasies, actually. I'm curious how they are, actually. I've not... Is Nyasha, are you still there? Do you have any Final Fantasy? You played Final Fantasy a bunch, if you're still there. Or anyone, really, if anyone's played some Final Fantasy. Just, I've played 14 a bunch, but if anyone else has played Final Fantasy as well, especially the other ones, I'm curious if there's any recommendations. I know 7's quite recommended. 7 Reborn? Okay. It looked interesting, certainly. I've been meaning to give a go of something like that. Just at least to give it a go, honestly. So I have an appreciation for that kind of stuff, especially, like, from playing Divinity and Baldur's Gate a little bit. Like, I've never completed Baldur's Gate. Hell, I've barely got far at all. I'd like to one day. But yeah, definitely want to perhaps go into my list. I might be a strategy game enjoyer, but hey, I'm not against a good RPG. I'll tell you one game I'm quite interested in seeing how it turns out. They're making a new Witcher game, and I'm honestly quite interested in it. I could always play the other Witchers too, actually, but I'm quite curious what the new one's going to be like, because it's going to be like a new start. And with how good Witcher 3 was, I'm quite curious how this one would be. They're also making a Cyberpunk sequel. That is the game I've not finished yet, Cyberpunk. That could be interesting to play as well, actually. Minigame. I do own it as well, so it's not going to be costing me anything extra. The joys of video games are many, and some of them just get better with age. Or get remastered in the case of Age of Wonders? Yeah, they did. I don't know, honestly. I suspect when they saw the DLC's performance, because it did very well, and the update really helped fix things a lot. So I suspect they decided that they wanted to start again on a fresh new plate. So they wanted to show the community that they can make a good game. The problem with Cyberpunk, I think, was because it took so long to make, and they tried to port it to so many platforms, I think that harmed it a bit. Because they put it on that weird Google thing, didn't they? That one that's terrible. It doesn't work. And then they tried to put it on the last gen consoles, which is commendable, but I just think that limited the power of the game. They should have stuck to the current gen, or the new gen that was out at the time, and PC. Hell, release it to PC, then do like a delayed launch to the new gen or something, to make sure it's all working right, or something, I don't know, but they stretched it too thin. Because the last gen consoles couldn't handle it. Whatever the last gen was at the time, I'll be honest, I've not been a console player in a very long time. I went PC, and I'll be completely honest with you folks, I couldn't go back. It was a funny time. well, was it no 10 years? I I'm gonna sound old now. If any of you were like turbo zoomers, you know, younger, like 20 or younger. But I remember in 2013 when they announced that game, and holy shit. You know, the hype. On a side note, by the way, I've not played Cyberpunk Red, the TTRPG, but I'd be interested in trying it. Yeah. Ironically, just as I was saying about that, yeah. Speaking of, I mentioned about doing like a collaborative world building kind of thing. I definitely don't. I want to do a TTRPG on stream. I mean, I'm going to be in one. I'm going to be in Lancer. When Alex is feeling better and when we have some assets ready. Like I say, as soon as I know more, I will let you know. But my boy's recovering. Man was hit with the dirtiest slap of COVID you've ever seen. Hopefully he is getting better. Because my man has been in a rough spot. So hoping he'd be feeling better soon. But as soon as he's back to his old self again, then yeah, we will definitely be using Lancer. And I'm actually, depending on when 1 D&D comes out, I'll see if I can grab the book on Roll20 or something, right? And then I was on about doing like a one-shot like dwarf campaign with my players. And many of them you've probably seen in my streams, bar from Mute Gaming, who is a mod for Onyx. And also a long-time friend as well. I remember dragging him into our private Discord server. I led him in with cookies and promises of friendship. And I wasn't lying about the friendship. The cookies were a complete lie. I had all of them. But, you know, door was shut. But no, in all seriousness, he's been a very good player. So, very unconventional sod, that one. Just always picks the funny things, but he's also very good at positioning the character, I will say. Very, very good at positioning the character. So, very, very, you know, some smart plays for that one. So, we've had them around for a while, and so you'll be probably seeing them as well. But yeah, I was thinking like a sort of dwarf campaign set in like a dwarf hold that had been sealed off due to a problem on the surface. But food stocks were low, so a small team of dwarves set out to find another way out. Against the wishes of the old grumblers, you know, the elders. That's the general premise. It's a simple premise for a one-shot, but it lets me have a lot of fun with it, and also get to try the 1D&D system, which has its ups and downs. I think it's mostly a positive. Yeah, it's a simple premise, right? Nothing too crazy. The lore side of things, I keep it fairly simple for everyone at home to follow, and also, you know, because it's a one-shot. If I was going to make a full setting, you know, I would go ham on it, because it's me. I am the kind of person who will sit there at 12 AM in the morning with a stiff drink in hand, writing lore. Listening to random music, probably heavy metal. Ham. Wait, I feel something. Oh, yes, hammer time. I need... You know what I need to do? I need to, like, keyframe Harold Hammerhand screaming hammer time and doing his fucking hammer drop as an alert or something. I need to like figure out how to do that. That'd be actually a good idea. Bass boost? No. Do you want me to have ears left? It's a good thing my ears aren't wolf ears anymore, then, if that's the case. The joke's on you, I can simply mute my ears. Just turn on the old deafen. Can you imagine when you can do that, by the way, in all seriousness? Reduce those foot. Hey, I only had two. On my old self. Unless I was missing something, but I only had two big old floppy ears. Now I have regular ears. Some nice feathers behind them. But yeah. You know. Imagine when you can do that though, like with the bloody Elon chip or something. Listen for my feathers. The vibing of my feathers. Ah yes, I've heard what you said there. My feathers were vibrating. I heard your cringe. I forget I can lean. Yes, no touching. No touching the feathers. They aren't like mechanical or anything. They are biological feathers. They are a part of me. Occasionally they shed, and new ones emerge. It's okay though. I have like, you see, when I fly back in to the chapel for maintenance occasionally, I have people deal with that. Just simply turn the paint receptors off and need plucking, you know. Exactly, they are attached as well. They are like a, unlike some of the other ones I have on me, these ones are attached. It's one of those, sometimes they just need a little pluck, a little, like, you see them like pet birds sometimes, like, sometimes they'll have like a bit on their feathers where like it's like a little white bit that's like stopping the feathers from growing. You pinch it to likely help them grow. Like, very occasionally you gotta do that. Though, thankfully, mine don't regrow quite that quickly, or need to be replaced that often. And they're somewhat fire resistant, which is important. My line of work. Demons are fiery. And I may or may not get a flamethrower out occasionally for them. Because they might be fiery, but I have something hotter. They chose to crawl up out of nowhere, so I'm a burn them. It's simple. Speaking of things burning down, I assume you've all heard about the Helldivers situation, by the way. Very funny, that one. I mean, I don't know what, I disappear from Helldivers for a while, and I come back and I find out that half the player bases are just rebelling. The devs just don't seem to get what they're doing. And I'm just like, what happened? Also, Impalers are back. Those tentacular fuckers are back. And listen, I remember from the first game, okay, those arseholes, right? Like, they sit there with the little tentacles wrapped up, acting all smug because you can't shoot them, and they shove them into the ground, and they one-shot you. Now, thankfully, they don't one-shot you. However, they have learned a deadly lesson. The Impalers have learned how to stab downwards. And that is very annoying. Like, they used to just wing it around, like, you know, helicopter it. That sounds wrong. Don't clip that. You know, they used to just sort of spin them round, right? But now they stab. Now they stab. Although, I will say the first game, if you ever wanted to know that the guys made Magicka, made Helldivers, the first game showed it far more. Mostly because the first game was always trying to kill you. The shuttle could kill you more often, by the way. So how big it was and how much the screen it filled, it would just land on you. And I assure you, the shuttle is too thick for you. If the shuttle plants its entire body on you, you will die. This isn't like a sit on my face situation, this is a I will die situation. I should be ashamed of myself. Just live easy. Well, I mean, yeah, just live. See, I'm gonna see those words again on Saturday and Sunday, aren't I? I'm gonna see those words again. There's a thing. Oh, yeah, I need to... I forgive you too. Mwah. Fucking hell. Anyway, what am I saying? I can't even make the excuse of being drunk. I have nowhere near enough news to be drunk. It is concerning how at least Jim Beam does not bother me at all until about over halfway through the bottle, which I don't do very often, by the way. Don't worry. I don't do that too often, mostly because it's bad for you. And my hangovers don't go to my head; it goes to my bones. And they ache. They ache like a motherfucker. Ironically, I was watching this model get finished while absolutely fucking zooted. Just how drunk I was. From, like, a far stronger drink. But I was there watching Foxes finish up her marvelous work. And I was there watching. And I remember she was saying something to me on stream, and I was that just pissed. I was, like, drunk, you know, I was that, like, out of it. I was amazed I could type coherently, but I was like I wasn't blackout. I've never been blackout, but I can operate on a high alcohol state. I apparently also can play Darktide pretty decently on that, mostly because my strategy in Darktide is I go invisible, I run up to you, I smack you with a shovel. Then rinse, repeat until dead. Move on to next target. Smacks with shovel. You have armor. I flick shovel down. This is now a pickaxe. I stab you with it. I then move on. They hate me. They hate me because they cannot handle. The heretics cannot handle my shoveling prowess. You know. It is not my fault, but the heretics cannot handle a shovel. And when Space Marine 2 comes out, they will have to handle these hands because I don't know if you've seen the execution for a fucking Carnifex, by the way, but you just start wailing on it. Like with fists. Obviously Sarah might armored fists, but like this is a creature like several times your size, you just go whammo on it. And then you just I think you rip off one of its like blades and then rip its back off. Oh, it's glorious. Like, the amount of tyranid limbs being torn off and stabbed into them. Ah. Or just a Hormagon or Termagon being just grabbed and just smacked to the ground like dirt. I need to stop talking about it. I need it. God, awesome. Right, actually, there's a good segue. I saw an IGN review about it. That was a mistake. Because, my god, IGN, your bloody reviewers cannot play games to save their life. I swear to god, can you get someone who plays action games? Is there anyone in the office that plays games? I swear to god. Like, the Sins of a Solar Empire review was okay-ish. But, god, Space Marine 2 one, it's like, I didn't see him pull off a perfect parry at all. I'm like, come on. What are you doing? Or even like a non-perfect parry. Or anything, just getting hit. And then they complained about the executions taking too long. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, be thankful they make you invincible. In the first game, they didn't. They were a risk. But a risk I was willing to take. Because there's nothing stopping me having an orc deep throat my chainsword. Exactly. If I cannot slowly dismember a hive tyrant, I will be very disappointed. Right? They're a massive monster. I'ma kill it. But I'ma kill it in style. I also need to figure out what chapter stuff to unlock first. I'm debating between Blood Angels and Iron Hands. There's some nice robes in there actually as well. Dark Angels would look quite nice too. There's some really nice robe stuff. But I like Iron Hands a lot. Iron Hands are cool. I like the Mechanicus, so Iron Hands are cool. You can unlock Chaos stuff, but like, I must go lowest. Blood Angels are fun. They're also doing like DLC for like successor chapters, starting with the Ultramarines, of course. The Ultra Smurfs getting their first lick in. You know, I was looking into them. I prefer their Horus Heresy version, which is not an uncommon statement from me, I'll be honest. Current Ultramarines, the Codex doesn't support this action. 30k Ultramarines. I'm going to tactically assess the situation and destroy the enemy with combined arms warfare. There is a story, to go a little rant here, there is a story about a guy who was marked for censure, so he's basically going to be disciplined. His helmet was painted red, which back then used to be like you've been a bad Marine. Nowadays it's a sergeant's marking, right? And since like Calif, I think it's been that. But traitors started attacking. So this guy, who was originally going to be like chastised by Rabute himself, all of a sudden goes, right, I need to organise things. So, in very Ultramarines fashion, he notices there is no command structure. So he builds one. Because that's how Ultramarines work. There is no structure, I will make structure. And I will formulate battle plans. That's how 30k Ultramarines used to work. Captain Titus would have been just fine. Well, Lieutenant Titus now, I suppose. But he would have been way better in 30k because they didn't give a shit about books, it didn't exist. Brutus Gilliman liked his warriors to build empires, use combined arms warfare. But yeah, so he basically just commanded the whole force to repel the guy, and an officer turns up and goes, who put you in charge? And he goes, I did, sir. There was no command structure, so I built one. And you'd think, oh, well, the officer will notice the guy's got a red helmet, he'll tell him, you can be punished. And he goes, well, your day started very differently, didn't it? Well done. Because he might have been marked for censure, but he went and made his legion proud that day. So I suspect if he met his Primarch that day, I suspect that he wasn't censured. He was probably fucking promoted, if anything. I am getting, actually, speaking of 30k, I am getting some 30k AdMech stuff. So, what's disgusting? What's going on? Oh, 30k Adeptus, 30k Mechanicum, sorry. I should stop I stopped calling them AdMech because, yeah, so they're called Adeptus Mechanicus later, but back in the day they were called the Mechanicum. For anyone who doesn't know, think, and ironically enough to my own setting design here, think religious nutters who worship technology. Also, the whole cyberpunk thing about cyberpsychosis, these guys are way past that. Like, there's a guy called Belisarius Crawl. I often describe him as a man-kraken, because he's more machine and mecha tentacles than he is man at this point. Also, he's just like stolen the memory chips of other tech priests that he's defeated in the past because they were traitors. So that's the whole thing. But yeah, I have a bunch of the box of them guys coming soon, and I really liked 30k Mechanicum because they had cool robots, way cooler than the current ones. The current ones just don't fit the faction, the robots you get in 40k. But the 30k ones, oh, they look good. They look good. Add a contingent of super augmented murderous cyborgs, a bunch of cyborg zombies, and a big vehicle. Fun times all around. Yeah. We might paint some of those on stream. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. But tis part of the plan, perhaps. Maybe on a Thursday, I'll pick out some nice things to paint up. That'd be quite nice. I'll maybe avoid going into the enamels. I need to get some pipettes for them, actually. I need to get some pipettes because my bottles have stopped working because a little this is one for my avid painters chat. If you use enamel paints, they start gunking up in places because the enamel hardens a little. It makes a big goop. That's normally fine unless the bottle it's in is a dropper bottle, but has a little pipette on it. Well, not a dropper bottle, sorry, but has a little pipette at the lid. Because then it gets all gunked in, and then your pipette stops working. Very annoying. Very annoying. Especially in the darker colours, in the case of the inks I've got. But yeah. Anyway, that's a little something that I should be getting this week. Another box of things to build and paint, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. I already have a model to lead them as well. So, yeah, I like the robots a lot. They're cool. They're really cool. The only issue with robots, they can't react normally, but there's ways around that. I shan't bore you with Warhammer 30,000 rules, I promise. I promise. I'll try. Yeah, for anyone wondering, the Mechanicum, or Mechanicus and 40k, are a bit of an inspiration, obviously, for some of the vibe I'm going with a little, because religious order, all about technology. I mean, you know, cybernetic angel. Now, obviously, their version of me would be all, like, robed and almost completely mechanical, but still. Technically, if you want to be technical, everything here is grown and built. No nature here. No. But we'll save that talk for the big lore vid. We will. I'll do a whole lore vid on what the fuck I am. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Yeah. On a slightly different note, anyone that got to the point where you're there in your office job and you have nothing to do? Because I'm at that point. Because I'm sat there this afternoon and I was like, I have no tickets. Everyone master at solitaire. Nice. At least it's solitaire and not Genshin Impact. It's okay. You know what they say, Rouge? You are only 36 games of blackjack away from being a millionaire. Gamble responsibly, kids. I know. I must have on the piece. I'm sure there are ways around it. No, you shouldn't do that. I can attest. As the person who often pulls people up on stuff they install, like, here's the thing. In my current place, I could tell you what's on your computer. I could tell you if you're sending loads of emails to us via your personal email, easily. I can track exactly what you're sending, when you're sending it, who to. No tricks of avoiding. Step 1. Be the person who you're trying to avoid. Unironically. I never abuse it. I would never abuse it, but at my place, I'm in the position where I kind of am the known security guy. So if I'm doing something like turning off the security of my own laptop to do something, no one second guesses me, because it's me. Ooh, nice. I mean, hey, if you can go for it, man, go for it, because, like, here's the thing, it's a worthwhile career, and it's definitely, even if you don't think it's what you want to go down, give it a whirl and see how you feel about it. If you don't like it, you don't like it, that's fine, but you've tried it. It's a little philosophy I know I've been trying to keep to. Ah, thank you. I do try. I do try. I don't know how much of inspiration I am, but I do try. I mean, I am normally the grumpy IT technician at my work, but, you know, when it comes to security, it is somewhat my passion. From an IT professional standpoint. I wouldn't say I'd make content out of it. I'm not pirate software. If I ever got to that point, then absolutely I would. Speaking of people I would love to pick the brains of for various reasons, that is someone I would love to pick the brain of. Robin, we've talked about this. You can't just walk in here and pipe me. I've fallen again. You've fallen, Robin, but can you get up, or would you like a hand? No. I know, I thought I'd get a little closer today. Now, can I have you a hand in this time, Robin? Ah. Walk in here, hit me with the Riz. Honestly, Robin. I mean, I already offered dinner, but I mean, let's now lay out the table at this point. Stuck in my eyes, are you? They are quite intense. They do have that intensity to them. Hey, oof. God, that. Oh, Robin. It's getting very spicy now. Eating me up on the first. Oof. Honestly. How can I resist such nothing? How are you doing, Robin, on this fine evening? I'm surprised to see you here, actually. You're normally a busy bee being live yourself, normally. But I do hope your evening is going quite well. Always good to see you, of course. Yeah, just come with this VTuber, because that would be disappointing. Oh, okay. So just about to run out, so that's fair enough. The social battery is it's one of those things you don't think about, and then you realise you've hit it and just go, oh, me no people no more. Wish to return to my cave and be away from society for a while. Close the door, turn off the lights, close the curtains, recede for a while, and then extend out of my comfort zone when I've slept. No, I know the feeling. I certainly know the feeling. I mean, I talked about this now. Fair enough. Well, you're more than welcome to be here. By all means, get yourself nice and comfy. You've reminded me, actually, speaking of social battery, I was at a bit of a house party once, and it was getting late, and I must admit, I think I'd hit like a point where I was just like, I'm past this point of drink where I'm like, yeah, no, battery. My social awareness has returned now. My battery is flat. So, I then disappeared. Just found the first room I could and just receded for the evening. Some vibe to some YouTube, relaxed. So I certainly get the feeling. When I was a bit younger, I wasn't as bad at that. Though, I'll be fair, when I was younger, my alcohol tolerance was lower, so it was easier. No, that's fair enough. I don't really do it very often myself. Like, I think if it wasn't for the fact that a lot of the time I have a little drink, that numbs the social battery for a little bit. And the anxiety. Immensely, by the way. Holy shit. I notice it. Though I don't rely on it, but I do notice it. I mean, yeah, it was with the fellas. It was originally we were going to play a bit of Warhammer, and then we just kind of, you know... Oh, Drunk Tide. Yes, I've done Drunk Tide. I've been the Drunk Tide. Yes, you enjoy your lurk, Robin. You enjoy your lurk. Get yourself all nice, wrapped up and comfy. All comfy. I apparently can't speak. Which is a bit of an awkward thing than just chatting stream. When the talk no worky. God, I'm glad this week's nearly over. I am very glad this week's nearly over. Speak a gibberish and see what happens. Don't I always speak a bit of gibberish? You see, Rouge, the plan is, you see, I speak a load of random bullshit, but you see, I say it nicely enough that it just does it for you, you know? That's the plan. That's my secret. I'm always talking gibberish, when you think about it. Except when I'm not. That's the real one. See, when you don't realise I'm doing it, then I've won. Once I'm in the head, playing the mind games, you know. You need to see my island. I will definitely have a look at some point. It's up and go. Hey, that's nice, nice. I have to at some point maintain my own island at some point. Maybe. I should probably look at it at some point. Maybe we'll visit your island stream. No, they're fine. They're fine. I have many animals now. I have a couple of chocobos. It's fine. I'll give them a nice little scritch. I mean, no chocobo is as glorious as my lovely Barnell, of course. My chocobo who rarely does anything except look fancy as fuck. Because I damn well said he can. It's fine. I pull him out when I need to level my blue mage. When I can be bothered to level blue mage. That is an ordeal. That is an ordeal. God, blue mage. Oh. I need to probably level up more. Is that 50? I don't want, but I kind of should. I need to wait for those blue mage events to happen, then I can like run stuff over blue mages. And then maybe one day we'll do like synced savage, no echo, and get like the silly achievements that you can only get as a blue mage. And get the silly powerful abilities. There's also Beastmaster, I think, that's coming soon. That's a whole thing. I don't know when that's coming out, but that's something they announced for Dawn Trail. Oh, there's a thing. I've not done any of the normal raids, either. I should really do those at some point. Those do look quite nice. Although all the gear is very, how should we put it? Shows a lot more skin than I was expecting. You know, some leather coats, a lot of straps. I'm sure somebody's excited hearing that. Yeah, and a nice little neon arena. I've already got my neon scythe. Ah, there we are. Rouge is all up on straps. I feel like I need to be careful now. We're going to learn some cursed knowledge, aren't we? Don't tell me you're a believer in these sticks and stones don't break my bones, but chains and whips excite you. I'm sure. I'm sure. No judgment, of course, of course. Whatever you do with a fellow consenting adult in your own private time is none of my business. They may break your bones. I mean, they may. They may not. Certainly won't break mine. Well, my virtual selves, anyway. That's nice. Yeah, it should be. It should be. But it's not. Because they knew you were going to pay for it. I did too, it's fine, don't worry about it. It is a nice mount. It is a very nice mount. You know, I forgot to have an extra drink on hand in case I ran out my formal one. When a sprout asked me how I got the mount, I tell them the 5-string 50 times. Oh, you monster, you. You little monster. Very good. Carry on. Listen, they'll get really good at it, and then you know what? They'll then do a fight that actually requires you to do it 1,000 times. Rathalos. The harder Rathalos. I should do that at some point, actually. I would very much like that mount. Mr. Rathalos. A little fun bit of trivia for you, by the way. My chair that I'm sitting on currently is actually a Secret Labs Rathalos chair. A little fun fact. I couldn't help myself, it looked very nice. And I was looking for a chair that would survive. Because I don't know if any of you have been in the looking for chairs anytime recently, but there's two kind of types of chair, right? You either look out on a really decently priced office chair, or you buy an old an expensive as fuck chair. There is no in between. There is no in between. I've gone through many a chair. The Secret Labs one has been the best one so far. Most pricey, admittedly. It's not a cheap thing. Certainly not, but... a decent office chair will do as well, by the way. Or if you don't care about having a wheeled chair, those like old like wooden chairs that like aren't wheeled, they last forever. Give yourself a cushion, you're fine. Yeah, I had a chair peeled. One of my favorite chairs I had. Just like the leather would peel off, and I'm like, oh bloody hell. It was fine beyond that, but the leather was just peeling away. I will stress over a bloody Secret Labs chair. They're massive. I am at the edge of what room I can fit this thing in. But yeah, no chair. Like, the only reason I went looking for these, because like, what's like people who do this kind of thing have as a chair? Because if there's one group of people who you can rely on to know what good chairs are around, it's a streamer. Because they're going to sit in that thing for most of their days. So you bet your ass it's going to be a good one. Though obviously not cheap, so a wooden chair will like probably survive just fine as well. But if you can, that is my logic. There's my rant on chairs for the day. I've taken you on many a ride today, my dear sinners. I have taken you on many rides so far today. But we still have plenty of time to go, so I'm going to keep doing it. This roller coaster ain't stopping. Now I'm pushing you down the next loop. I forgot that the ad break was in progress. I honestly forget about those when I'm in the middle of just yapping away. I need problem with ad breaks. Is there a way I can find to have like, I don't know, one like long one in an hour rather than like two in like one every half hour or something? Because like, oh, like 3 minutes now, but it splits into like a minute and a half each way. There's a snooze button, but the problem with the snooze button is I have to be careful about the pre-rolls because I don't want people to hit with pre-rolls either. It's annoying. You've got to like let the ad run so the pre-rolls go away. It's a annoying balance to have to do. But if I'm mid-rant and I see the ad, I do try and snooze it, but I didn't realise it was active till right now. But hopefully not everyone's stuck in an ad. Hopefully not. That's the one thing YouTube does a bit better. Also, you can get around YouTube ads easier. Twitch's ads are far more sticky. So welcome back to all the ad watchers. I hope you had an interesting ad to watch and not something cringe or weird. And now let me tell you about Raid. No. I'm not going to tell you about Raid. Christ. One of these days I'll see the email, I'm sure. That's how I'll know I've, like, made it as a creator. That's how I'll know. When I see the Raid shady leggings. They're the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy XIV, which lets you go all the way up to Heaven's Ward at level 70? My voice broke a bit there. Oh, God. You know, the sad thing is, I used to know the copy pasta off by heart. I used to. I could tell it you perfectly once. Long ago. When I used to play the game, like, all the time, nothing else. I'm not kidding. There was a phase where I used to only play Final Fantasy XIV. Exclusively. What can I say? I was hooked. Found the game at a time where I was in need of something. And there it was. And it just scratched every itch for little old me. Bloody perfect, I dare say. Oh yeah, it was some good cook. Sadly, I cannot make a joke about leveling up cooking, so I've not done so. I leveled alchemy instead. I'm a potion seller. I can mine and sell you potions. And fight in every form because I've leveled like every fighting job to 90 at least. I'll get round to putting them all at 100. I've got to get my Reaper up to 100 because I want that drip. Speaking of drip with straps, or the new Reaper one. Oh. The new Reaper. That's PSO2. Ah, nice. Respectable. Very respectable. Is this about time to mention I actually leveled every StarCraft co-op commander to max as well? Because I used to play that all the time as well. Yes, it means I owned them all, because I slowly either acquired them through other means or just like... So, StarCraft 2 added a co-op commander mode, which the people who made that went to Stormgate, which is why it has a co-op commander mode. But yeah. That was fun. Like, say what you will about StarCraft's sort of like post-life cycle, but co-op commander was fun. I still kind of wish there was a few other things they did for that, but you know, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But hey, we have Stormgate now, which I'm hoping will be filling that itch. And that one's free, so... Which, the person who pushed for StarCraft 2 to go free to play, so you had to like buy the campaigns, but it was free otherwise, that person is in Stormgate, which I assume is why it's free to play. And I would stress, if you want to try Stormgate, try it free first. Don't buy anything. If you don't mind the jank, because there is some jank, then you know, maybe then buy something if you like it. But there's plenty for free to let you try the game. Plus, you know, if you want to play Stormgate outside of it, well, yeah, kinda. Although I don't think it'll get to StarCraft levels because the difference in team size, budget, and all the rest. But it's like somewhere, I've heard it described as somewhere between StarCraft 2 and Warcraft. Oh, is it StarCraft 1 or Warcraft 3? Something like that. Some people call it StarCraft 1.5. It's in a funny position. They've not got all the tier 3 units either. They've slowly started adding them in over time as well. I don't know. They'll probably I think they'll probably fix some stuff up. The co-op commander side, I haven't played too much because I tried it and I was stuck with, I don't even know, like, two people who just kind of weren't there in body, mind, or soul. I think one might have been from Russia, I don't know. Or if not Russia, somewhere of a similar looking language. So, I don't know. It's somewhere like that, neck of the woods. It's always rather funny. And I see that, I'm like, that's the point where I have no idea what that word says. Nice. Hopefully it's nothing bad. But yeah, hopefully I get to try it with some friends of mine sooner or later. Hopefully. It's a shame we're all kind of busy. I'm either streaming, DMing, or vibing, and they're either streaming or vibing, but at different times to me. Gotta love it. We're also cooked. We're also turbo cooked. just to clarify, I'm saying cooked, not cocked. Though my accent probably makes it sound similar. My dulcet British tones. Yeah. That was it. I was going to mention earlier, actually. I forgot to finish what I was saying. Sort of stretching my nose there. There. The Total War patch. So, they're adding a fun mechanic to the dwarves called the Deeps. It's an optional feature where you add a big door and you can have your little underground settlement for your dwarf faction. And it's interesting. It costs you quite a bit to do, but and you can also like seal your city up and make it super defensive. I find that very interesting. But apparently it's the last thing the dwarves are getting, I think, but it's the last little addition for them. But apparently you have to finish like doing your deep section before you can continue. And then you get permission from the High King. As you might imagine, if you play as the High King, you get a bonus to them, because you are the High King. Exactly, a real challenge, and hopefully not killed by Skarsnik immediately. Belagar also gets a buff to them because he's already had permission. Especially for Crack 8 Peaks, because he's the rightful king of it. So, that's an interesting little thing. Cafe is getting an update to their caravan system to work more like the Chaos Dwarves. Chaos Cults are going to be more interactive, and you're more in control of them, and they're more helpful to you, by the way. So, your Nakari playthroughs will probably feel much nicer, by the way. And the factions of Chaos with Cults will probably feel better. And wasn't there oh, there was like the random locations where they're gonna add like certain places will have a building that you can get rid of, but they'll have like bonuses to them or something. It's like semi-random to mix things up a little bit. I'm kind of hoping you might get something like Castle Drakenfels. If you played Vermintide. Also, yes, you can lock down the Dwarven fortresses, which does give you more ammo and everything, so yeah, much harder. A Dwarven crack should be a hard nut to crack. So yeah, and that's a free patch, by the way. Completely free. Apparently, the new big DLC makes it easy for them. So that means Thrones of Decay worked out well, which is really good. We need these to work, because then CA will make better things. And hopefully they will continue to see that if they give us good things, we will be happy. Give us bad things, we will be mad. Because, you know. But yeah, thankfully, Thrones of Decay, very good. The Khorne DLC, I need. Well, the new ones in general. The Khorne, Ogres, and Orcs, which I'm interested to see what they're going to do for the Orcs, because they said the least about them. Whereas the other stuff's a bit more obvious, I think, sort of. And then Slaanesh, I'm very curious. Also a Tzeentch FLC, please. If you'd be so kind, TA. Just to finish Tzeentch off. Also, Rouge will be very happy. As a avid Tzeentch supporter. Nye is a avid Chaos in general supporter, will be very happy too. Honestly, right, if they do him, if they do Engram von Horseman, he should have his own, like, you know, like how Balthazar Gelt has his mechanic with the college? They should give him a similar thing, but with, like, his Cabal. Like, give him, like, more variety of mages for Chaos. Because he himself is a Lore of Light mage with a Chaos Dragon. And probably some Tzeentchian magic thrown in there. Also, of course, give his mages like discs of Zinch, of course. A lot more variety. Have him be like a really magical faction. I mean, what would be very nice, by the way, is if his faction's his faction's demon princes maintained their lore of magic. That'd be quite nice. I think that'd be quite interesting. And they're all like seekers of knowledge. That'd be quite interesting. Obviously, you get the blue scribes too, which are a lot of fun. And that other Zinch legendary hero, actually. They do have two. They do have a lot of legendary heroes, actually, Zinch does. That is one thing they have got going for them. They're a fun one. I need to play a Zinch campaign at some point. A Kairos Fate Weaver campaign might be quite fun, actually. After a Dwarf campaign. We will go back to playing some campaigns, by the way, don't you worry about that. I'm not going away from Total War forever. I just wanted to mix things up a bit. I didn't want to get it stale, you know? Because I'd like to think I care quite a bit about my content and your enjoyment of said content, because if I'm doing a bad job, I'm not leaving. No, I'm not. I'm not going anywhere. I mean, I did just say I'm going to binge the hell out of Space Marine 2, by the way, so. With all of you, of course. I'm going to drag all of you along with me, you know. You might be in your house sleeping comfortably. I'm going to put my mechanical fist through your door, grab you by the foot, and drag you off so you can watch. This is non-negotiable. I am on my way to your location as we speak. Just don't stand near the glass, because I'm currently going at Mach 4? It's I'll do it. In fact, we have the meme. We do have the meme, don't we? I need to see like an animation of me just like popping up and then just like grabbing you as the rat. By you, I mean all of you in chat. Just grab chat as the rat and drag you up. Or like holding you in like my hand. Squeeze the hell out of you. It's fine, I'll just use like a stress toy. I was actually thinking, so remember how I used to have a little bean? I was very tempted to see about getting like a little angel bean. A little angel bean we could have. Just floating around, being your little mascot. Maybe I'll set up TTS through it, you know? So it'll open its mouth and stuff when you talk through it. That'd be quite nice. I think. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Many ideas. Many ideas indeed. I am a bundle of ideas, but execution is the whole thing. It depends on what it requires. Normally several things. Time, money, and everything else. Who knows, maybe one day I shall get somewhat half-decent art to make my own little bean. My little angel bean. I'll just call it a cherub. That'll be the cherub. Unlike actual cherubim, it'll look cute and cuddly, not like some weird, like, creepy angel baby thing. Or if you're familiar with Warhammer, then you're familiar with their cherubim. I'd like to stress, those servitors are vat grown. They are not actual children, by the way. They vat grow them. Servitors aren't always that lucky, but the cherubim are vat grown. It's why they don't care if the little fucker picks up a melter bomb and runs up to a tank. They're not surviving that, by the way. I'm going to be very blunt. Don't get me started on servo skulls. That's a whole other ordeal. Those are very much real skulls. Don't worry, chat. I'm not going to rip out your skull and fill it with mechanical bits and use it as my mascot. I promise. I promise. Unless you misbehave. Then your spine is forfeit. And I'm afraid when I say I'm gonna blow you back out, I don't mean in the fun kind of way. I mean in the I'm taking the spine out kind of way. No, only no, the back shots are only for that's how should we put this? That's a privilege very few will get or be offered. And that's all we're gonna say about it. No, this is more of a back tear. This is more like Doom Eternal execution. Oh, speaking of backs, let me just... Ooh, that's better. Crack mine a little bit. My position was a little awkward anyway. I was leaning... As Nyatu would say, I'm hefting around these honkers that... damaging my back. Exactly. Although I'm hardly the worst one for it. It's fine. I've not gone full Ilara. Or is it Milky? Is her name Milky? You can gather. It's because she's a cow VTuber. God, honestly. Yes, she also has massive tits, but that's the point. No, they're not quite that heft. No, I think they will stay at this size if I can help it. They're big enough. They are big enough. Any bigger, it would sort of fall outside the design. Plus, I have to say, somewhat aerodynamic, after all. Got to be able to fly, you know. It's very important. And can you imagine going very quickly away big old biddies? It would make things a little complicated. They might come loose, fly everywhere. Especially at, like, Mach 4 or 5. Or faster with assistance. Those who don't know, Mach 4 or 5 is very quick. That's like fighter jets. You get used to the sonic booms, it's fine. I'll just tune them out now. I mean, the people who I'm nearby when that happens don't get used to it, but that's not my problem. That simply is not my problem. Where's my nose so itchy? God damn it. The itch. You know the one. The itch of death. Just resist. Just resist the temptation to itch. It's very tempting to, though. Who the hell are you asking to bark? I'm the one that commands around here. Come on now, Rouge. You know the drill. You know who holds the leash here. That would be me. Start barking. I'm kidding, you don't have to bark. That's gonna get clipped, isn't it? Oh no. Oh no. Someone's already clipped and shipped that fucker. Oh no. It's fine. I I simply will no longer acknowledge it. Oh no, the top allegations. Oh no. Anyways. Well, my dearest sinners, thank you for the hag allegations. I will snap your neck. Anyway. That aside, my dear sinners, the hour of our sermon does draw to a close. As I said, it's a short one on Thursdays. Yes, please all get yourselves some rest. Shall we raid somebody as well? Who is looking cute and raidable right now? Someone else who's a fellow, more cybered up person. So, for now, my dear sinners, farewell. I'll prepare the raid now, and I shall see you all real soon. Till then, it's ta for now.